lands with the dramatic weight of a Southern Gothic novel. The name alone hints at an installment weathered by emotional storms, fraught conversations, and the quiet, unglamorous heroism of simply trying to keep life stitched together. And if the newly released photos are any indication, viewers are about to witness one of the most stirring episodes of the season. Below, we break down the mood, the moments, and the likely emotional fallout. A tension-filled opening, the calm before the emotional tornado. Promotional stills show Georgie sitting alone on the porch, shoulders slumped, hands clasped as if holding on to a truth he's not ready to speak. It's a pose we rarely see him in. Georgie Cooper has always been a blend of charm, earnestness, and youthful bravado, never one to sit quietly long enough to look troubled. Yet this episode seems to ask him to grow up quickly. Inside the house, Mandy is captured in a parallel shot, packing the kitchen with a look that mixes frustration, worry, and a fierce protectiveness. Her character has always been carved out of practical strength, but in these images, a deep vulnerability slips through. It signals that whatever conflict arises between them isn't superficial. It's something that hits the very foundation of their new marriage. The episode title hints at heartbreak, but the presence of the word refuge suggests that what breaks may also be rebuilt, not out of perfection, but out of shared survival. Baby Cease becomes the silent center of the storm. Several photos feature baby Cease, wide-eyed and unaware of the emotional tempest swirling around her parents. In one, Mandy holds her close, cheek pressed against Cease's hair as if grounding herself. In another, Georgie attempts to feed her while distracted, emotionally absent. It's rare for the series to lean heavily into visual symbolism, yet these images speak volumes. Parenting, especially young parenting, isn't just about the sweet moments. It's about navigating the relationship strain that comes when two people are still learning who they are while trying to care for someone who is entirely dependent on them. Cease becomes the emotional compass of episode 6. Her presence reminds us that every fight carries the weight of a tiny human who needs both of her parents steady, even when they're struggling to balance themselves. Enter the Refuge, an unexpected gathering place. One surprising set of photos features Georgie standing inside a community center, surrounded by individuals who look tired, worn down, and yet hopeful, what the episode title names the Downtrodden. Some are older men in weathered denim jackets, some are mothers juggling children, some appear to be teens escaping a harder reality. This is the narrative twist episode 6 seems poised to explore. Georgie's growing sense of responsibility beyond himself. The details are still under wraps, but the stills offer clues. An older man places a gentle hand on Georgie's shoulder. A young teen mirrors Georgie's posture as though studying him. A volunteer hands Georgie a stack of supplies to distribute. It's clear that Georgie stumbles into this setting not by plan, but by necessity. Perhaps after storming out of the house, needing a place to think, needing perspective, or simply needing to feel useful again. Whether he finds answers or simply a humbling reminder of how fortunate he is, the experience looks poised to be transformative. Mandy faces her own mirror. While Georgie encounters the downtrodden, the photos indicate Mandy finds her own refuge in an unexpected conversation. One still shows her visiting Meemaw, who sits at her cluttered desk with that familiar mix of impatience and wisdom. Their body language is telling. Mandy leans forward, elbows planted, eyes tired. Meemaw's face softens in a way it rarely does unless someone she loves is hurting. Another image reveals Mandy speaking with Missy, perhaps in one of the show's small but potent sisterly moments. Missy's expression is sympathetic yet sharp. She has never shied away from telling someone what they need to hear rather than what they want. The pairing suggests that Mandy is desperately searching for clarity and connection, while Georgie works through his own emotional labyrinth. These parallel journeys may serve the episode's central theme. When heartbreak strikes, refuge doesn't always look like reconciliation. It sometimes looks like reflection. A potential breaking point, or a quiet breakthrough. One of the most striking photos shows Georgie and Mandy standing in their living room, not touching, not yelling, just looking at each other. It's the stillness that makes it powerful. Their faces show exhaustion, yes, but also longing, love, and that particular brand of fear that only comes when something you treasure feels at risk. It's the kind of moment that could go either way. Will they fight? Will they apologize? Will they admit something difficult? Or will they simply sit down, breathe, and start again? The episode title implies heartbreak, but heartbreak doesn't always mean a breakup. Sometimes it means cracking open old wounds or confronting insecurities that have been quietly growing between them. What's certain is that the creators are setting up a scene that fans will replay and dissect frame by frame. Humor isn't gone, just softer. Even in emotionally heavy episodes, young Sheldon-adjacent storytelling has always found pockets of humor. One photo shows Sheldon awkwardly passing through the kitchen, clutching a book far too large for a casual read, clearly trying to avoid whatever emotional meltdown he senses in the room. His presence, even brief, may provide the small comedic breaths needed to balance the narrative. Another photo hints at George SR, offering Georgie a fatherly pep talk, complete with the affectionate exasperation the Cooper men have perfected. It's warm, grounding, and likely to produce at least one genuine laugh amid the heaviness. What this episode means for the season. Episode 6 appears to be the spine of Season 2's emotional arc. It tackles the hard truth of young marriage. Love is not just affection. It's endurance, communication, and the willingness to keep choosing each other even when it's difficult. For Georgie, the refuge of the downtrodden, may open his eyes to what being a partner and father truly requires. For Mandy, heartbreak may soften into understanding or ignite a determination to fight for a better dynamic. Either way, this is the episode that tests them, not to break them apart, but to shape what they will become. And fans should brace themselves, because if the photos are any sign, we're about to witness the most gripping, heartfelt, and mature storytelling the series has offered so far.